Hey everybody, welcome to the garage. Today we are going to be replacing the old, worn out, yellowed lights that I've got up on the A-pillar by the windshield of this Jeep, and we're going to replace them with these lights that MICTUNING sent me to try out. So these are some floodlights that also have, so they're white floodlights with amber around the outside. You can switch those independently. So let's open up the box and see what we've got. So it's boxed up really nicely. Pamphlet that overviews everything, including a wiring diagram. They sent a whole bunch of stickers that, if you're into stickers, these are pretty sweet. They're pretty nicely done. It's really well packed. You got foam holding everything in place. A couple of sets of hardware for the brackets to mount the lights. One massive wire bundle that is all of your wiring, and it comes with this switch that lets you switch the amber and the white lights independently. And so that's going to be handy. We'll talk about that later. And then, of course, you've got the two lights, and they look like this. And they're about the size of my fist, and they're going to be replacing those round lights up on the windshield. So let's get after it. Before I get everything installed, I just want to make sure it works first. So there is quite a lot of wiring that comes with this. You've got a lot of length of wire to work with. So putting it together is really pretty straightforward. So these are the two lights. Obviously, they have a pigtail, and it comes with this nice waterproof connection that you put together. It only goes together one way. It's really easy to figure out. You can put either light into either one of these pigtails. It runs to relay, and then it's just one red cable, one black cable, and then there's a fuse on it as well. So you just need to connect that to the positive and negative of your battery. And then how you do it is up to you. Everybody does things a little bit differently. Some people want directly the battery, others they want it to be a keyed source, whatever. You figure out how you want to do it. But I just want to make sure this works. So positive, positive, negative, negative. And then this is the switch that I was talking about. There's a red and a green switch. So the red switch is the amber lights, and that is what those look like. And then the green is the white lights, and woof, those are bright in my eyes. And you can turn them both on at the same time, but obviously the ambers, in this video you won't be able to see it at all, but I can tell the ambers are on, but they're just overwhelmed by the white. And there's the ambers again. So everything works. Now we just need to install it. But before we install it, I need to take the old ones off. So I'm going to do that real quick, and we'll just fly through that. Every installation is a little bit different, so I'm not going to give you the step-by-step on how I had mine installed. I'm just taking them all apart. Now that I have the old lights out, all the old wiring out, let me go over a little bit more detail. So this is the harness that came with the MICTUNING lights. And I like this better than the harness I had before because everything is all collected, and you only have to connect to the power source, to the battery, in this one location. If you probably didn't see it in the quick video, but I had to run power separately to my switch than from the lights, and it wasn't all connected into one harness on the old ones. But this has got the fuse, the relay, it's all connected, one single harness. One thing that I do like is that the cord for the switch can be disconnected from the main harness, and you simply push down. It's hard to do one-handed, but push down and separate these two pieces. So now here's the one thing that I don't like. This connector stays here in the engine bay, and this switch needs to be inside the Jeep. Now this is how it is. So I'm putting this in the Jeep, right? And this is a non-issue if you're doing it on an ATV or something that's not fully enclosed. Then you just run it. You don't have any problems. It'll be 100% great for you. But to get it inside the cabin, there is a little hole right here. And if you can see all the way back there, it's dark, but there's a hole in the firewall right there. And if we go look on the inside of the Jeep, if we can get the view, that is the hole. It's insulation right here. It's a hole through the firewall. You can use like a coat hanger, poke a hole through the foam, and get your wiring in. That's what this wiring is doing. It's for another set of lights, and it's going up to the interior where my switches are. But there is no way that this switch will fit through there, and it would be great if they put a disconnect right here in the end so you can run the wire through and then connect it to the switch. But the way this is right here, I'm going to have to cut this wire and wire it up myself. And there are 4 wires running through this connector. There's a red and a black, power and ground, and a yellow and a white. And I've done some testing, and the yellow wire is power to the white lights, and the white wire is power to the amber lights. So it's backwards of what you would think, but that's how it goes. So now I'm going to cut the switch off of the wire, run the wire through, and then make little pigtails to the red and the black wire. And I'm going to put the amber lights and the white lights on 2 separate switches inside, so I can still switch them independently, and I will not use the switch that the lights came with. Okay, I've got the switches wired up, so let's go ahead and lay the rest of the wiring harness into the Jeep. So I do want to show you real quickly how I've got the electrical set up. You don't have to copy this, but just to show you what I've got. So the relay is sitting down here, and I don't have it attached to the firewall, just running alongside the fuse box. This is a ground point, and it's very handy. It's right by the fuse box. I think the fuse box actually grounds to this point. This is where I've got the whole relay and everything grounded. So it's not going to the negative battery terminal. It's just going to the ground here on the Jeep. So it's all of the wiring is then running underneath this plastic closeout. And you can see some of the wiring here that there's excess wiring, so it's tucked back here. But then it goes up underneath the cowl. The light pigtail comes underneath the cowl, and then they connect right under here. The other length runs underneath the cowl all the way over to that side. And then the wiring for the switch is here. It stays in the engine compartment. It runs along this wire harness on the top because it needs to go to the other side and then go into the firewall like I showed you earlier. And then for the positive, so the positive is connected right here underneath my winch, so right on the positive battery terminal. Yes, the electrical's a mess. Yes, there's a better way to do it, but this is what I've got. So everything, and you can see down here, there's the fuse. So the red wire from the relay coming up to the battery, black wire from the relay going to the ground point, and then all of the harnessing goes that way. When it comes to mounting the lights on the Jeep, MICTUNING sends you everything you need. There's a bracket that your lights will mount to, and that's how you mount it to the vehicle with whatever bracket that you've got for the location you're installing it. So these are just mounted at the base of the windshield for me. The lights have 2 holes in their mount, and then the bracket has a slot on the back and a through hole on the front. And so you simply put that in, and then you've got your 2 bolts that run through, and the back, because there's a slot, it allows you to actually rotate the light up and down, and that gives you your pivot angle of your lights. All right, I have got the lights fully installed. Wires are all tucked away. It's underneath the hood, just like it was before. Everything's all wired up. So now the only thing that's left to do is do some before and afters. So here's a video of the amber marker lights and also the running lights of the Jeep, the side markers. They look pretty bright in the video, but that's because there's auto gain on the video. So I'm actually going to do still photography using the same camera settings for these lights and then also the white lights to compare them against. So here's a still photo of the original lights, the lights I removed. And here's a still picture of the new lights from MICTUNING, the white lights. So in the end, what do I think? I think these are great lights. I think they are way brighter than the lights I previously had, but these K1s They will light up the night for sure. Even those amber lights, I think if you had no other lights on, they would at least tell other people that you're there. They're easily visible. I don't think they'll provide you a lot of driving light, but that's not really what they're intended for. I think the makeup, the materials are really good. I like that that's one integrated harness that's waterproofed across the board. My only suggestion would be if they add a way to disconnect the body of that switch so it's easier to get into a vehicle. You saw I had to cut that out, but I put it to 2 separate switches. I like that setup for my rig anyway. But if you're putting this in a vehicle that doesn't have doors, like an ATV or something like that, that this whole setup would be great. Plug and play, really simple to install. Highly recommend it. And MICTUNING, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to try them out and show them off to you. So links for everything is in the video description, of course. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. You'll take care, and we'll see you in the next video.